Hi, this is GH Glade for Coaching ADD. And so, how do you know when it's time to actually go get yourself a therapist? And realize my background is both trained as a psychotherapist and as a nurse practitioner. So I have that duality going on. And some of my clients are straight out psychotherapy clients. I don't do any medication work with them at all. And the reality is, my philosophical belief is don't throw a pill at something that you can handle otherwise with things like talk oriented therapy or behavior modifications, different ways of coping. But so, how do you know when it's time for you to actually get yourself a therapist? And I want you to stay tuned till the end because I have a really important question to ask you that I want your feedback. And your feedback, it may help other people who are also looking at the comments. So stay tuned to the end for that question. Well, some of the questions to ask, are very practical. When you think about coping with an issue, how much time is it taking in your day? Is it taking an hour where you spend just sort of dwelling on a problem? Yeah, not to sound like Jeff Foxworthy, but you might, if you're spending an hour thinking about it, you might need a therapist. Does this issue cause you embarrassment or make you want to just stay away or avoid others? And sometimes the issue of psychotherapy or going to a therapist causes embarrassment. I am a believer that you don't have to be sick to get better. And the reality is that sometimes therapy is looked upon as a sign of weakness rather than a sign of growth. But if the issue that you're working on leads you to feel embarrassed or modifying your behavior when you're around others, yeah, maybe it's time. The low-hanging fruit in this is it affecting your work? Is it affecting school if you're going to school? But most importantly, are your relationships suffering as a result of this issue? And yeah, we all make changes to cope with things in our life to get better. But when you look at those changes, do you feel like you're just kind of overwhelmed with it all? You feel like you have too many things to do out, wrapping you in a blanket where you feel like you can't rest or breathe. This is stressful. And, having a very holistic background, I realize that stress can overwhelm you, but can lead to a variety of physical issues. One of them is fatigue. Do you find yourself tired all the time and there's not really a good reason why you should be tired? You look at your age and your health and you're actually sleeping more than usual or have a lot of trouble getting out of bed, which sometimes people with ADD just plain have trouble getting out of bed. So, there's a fine discrimination there. One other marker are your reactions kind of disproportionate to things, be it rage or anger, just plain resentment. Rage isn't necessarily well, let's qualify that. Rage can be a harmful thing, but anger isn't necessarily harmful. Seeking support to deal with these feelings is a great idea. Don't let them pass. If they're extreme compared to the situation, then maybe it's time. And, certainly if you have anxious or intrusive thoughts that just worry you constantly, and it becomes a theme where, you're always worried about a particular thing. And I'm going to also post some connections with other videos about anxiety. Do you find yourself not giving a rat's patoot? You're just apathetic about things. This could be a sign of depression or anxiety. Apathy manifests with both of those. And it may be time if you have a lot of physical symptoms, and I'll go through those when you should start thinking about, is this depression? Are you losing hope in things? Do you just not have any optimism for the future? Again, this can be an indication for depression. Are you pulling back from people? Do you just not want to spend time with other folks? And normally you would want to spend time. If you have this fear around being around of other folks, then therapy can help you understand and deal with those feelings. And it's a really good idea. And now for that important question. If you considered going to therapy, what was the tipping point for you? What made you finally decide to go see a therapist? And most importantly, how did that work out for you? Was it a helpful experience? And I really want you to leave your feedback in the comments list because other people read the comments, and I do too. And this may spark something for someone else. So I would really appreciate your feedback on this issue and leave it in the comments. So if this has been helpful for you, please go down and go give it a like. Give it a like right now. You can hit that like button. If you find it useful, definitely share it. And most of all, leave a comment. I am really interested in those comments. Until next time, this is GH Glade for Coaching ADD, and we'll see you next time. Take care.